Hello, my name is Soundararajan, and today I wanted to discuss with you the important thing which everybody should be learning, which is webinar or online meeting. Now, the way forward in this digitized area post Corona is going to be very, very important that you should be aware of technicalities or checklists which should be involved with webinars or online meetings. So here are my checklists because I have attended a lot of webinars and I've conducted a couple of online meetings and webinar myself. So I've made a kind of a presentation based on my checklist, which you can probably tick yourself before you conduct a webinar or attend a webinar on online meeting. Shall we start? And I will just open my presentation. Okay, so here it is. Guys, webinar meetings, as I said, that it is going to be very, very important. So the first most important, very important to properly dress yourself and conduct yourself properly as if you will be in office. Whatever, I mean, doesn't necessarily to be formally dressed with a tie and all. Whatever you're comfortable with, no flashy dresses or preferably plain clothes, even if it is t-shirt. Second point, which is important, is that you should be checking your systems are working or not. Technology is very, very important in terms of Wi-Fi, your microphones, your webcams. All should be properly checked one day before and preferably 1 hour before the webinar also, whether you are attending or conducting. Why I am repeating again and again is that even attending a webinar, you should be coming across as a professional, and it makes a lot of difference and it is impactful. The other thing is that you should set an agenda. Now, why agenda is important? Now, agenda is linked to the time. If you're not stick to your agenda, whether you're conducting an online meeting or webinar, you carry away with your discussions or topics in such a way that you exceed the time. Now, remember one thing, that a lot of people who are coming to your online meeting, whether from the team or attending your webinar, have taken out certain time and marked their calendar to attend your webinar. If they exceed your time, next time they will not come and attend your webinar, no matter how interesting your webinar would be. So make sure that you set an agenda and stick to it while conducting webinar. And the next point, which I had mentioned before also, that you should be sticking to the allotted time. Now, if you have announced that your webinar is going to be 60 minutes or 90 minutes, during the start of the meeting or webinar, announce the expected time where everybody should be readily available and without any disturbance, so that you can conduct your webinar or online meeting. Now, when you are attending the webinars or online meetings, you should make sure that if you are given 60 or 90 minutes of your time, make sure that you stick to the allotted time. Don't go away or don't book your calendar with other important things, so that it should not be clashed between the webinar or online thing. Now, I have believed that even one single most point can change your life while you're attending the webinar, if you have chosen a topic which will make your life better. So you give your full attention and make sure that you are focused to the presenter, whatever the points noted down in a pen and paper, because always in a webinar, everybody who conducts the webinar mention you to be taking a diary or a pen. So be attentive and give your full attention. Now, while attending, many of the people forget to mute the microphones, which disturbs the presenters, and his thought process is carried away in a different way. So make sure that if you want to attend and get the best out of the webinar, you should mute your microphone, and whenever there is a question or a doubt which you have, you can put it in the chat or raise your hand, and the presenter will make sure that he hears you out. The announce of your arrival is very, very important when you're attending and when you're conducting the webinar, because it kind of sets the time and the presenter is also aware that you have arrived. And in an online meeting also with your team, it is important that you mark yourself present by announcing your arrival. Now, very very important point is to manage your chaos. Now, while you're attending or while you're presenting also, a lot of disturbance, comes in the house, and now is the work from home is the way forward. So you should be picking your corner or a room preferably where you don't get disturbed. Lock yourself for that next 60 or 90 minutes. Where the webinar is going to be presented or conducted or online meeting is going to be happening, so that there is no disturbance of music, TV, your kids are coming and disturbing. That gives a very unprofessional approach. So make sure yourself that you manage the chaos and isolate yourself for that 60 or 90 minutes. Now, always wrap up the meeting or the webinar with an action plan, and online meeting also, that what is next. If you're attending the webinar, then after that webinar, with the learnings which you have got from that webinar, what is going to be your action plan? And if you're a presenter, then your action plan should be that mentioned in the last slide, that okay, this is what the webinar was and conclusion, and what is the way forward and action plan. Very very important point to conduct or attend the webinar online meetings. So the last point, my action plan was to have mentioned this action plan meeting. So hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I'm sure I hope it will be useful for you. Next time I will come up with more topics, a relevant topic which is going to help you. If you like the video, then subscribe and press the bell icon, and comment which topic you want me to discuss on the next video, and I'll be discussing that. Thank you so much for seeing the video.